Okay, more updates. So clearly the pink princess isn't doing incredibly incredible, but it's not all that bad. Let's go through it. Okay, so there's a lot of really good growth up here. This leaf, not doing incredibly well. Real big shame because this one was all pink except down here. So we've got some brown spots happening over there. It's just pretty cold. Even though this has been inside, it's still pretty cold. It's not all over because that one is in. I mean, that's gonna brown and die off eventually. That's okay. But all of this up here is looking pretty healthy. Also, if you're getting closer, you see a whole bunch of aerial roots kicking off here, and that's doing really well. And then I've also just noticed that this is a flower that we're gonna chop. Let's have a look in the middle. That's what it'll look like in the middle. Sherbet raspberry. There's of course a couple that aren't doing so healthy, they're not doing so great. It would normally be a cause for concern, but we've got all this new growth coming through and it looks great, looks healthy. Same with this side over here, some new growth. It's all looking pretty healthy. So I'm not overly worried about the brown bits. I think it's a bit of an old plant and it has been dropping some leaves, but I think it's pretty normal. So I'm not really too worried about it. Also, once the weather heats up, we're just gonna propagate. We've still got big leaves down here. There's still a whole bunch of really, really good growth happening. And there's a lot of new growth. I'm not trying to mess with it. I'm just leaving it alone to let it do its thing. But down here, there's a lot of really good growth. Let's talk about air layering. So I've been watering the air layering things like this. Just really soaking it up. Just really making all the medium in there nice and wet. So give it a bit of a spray down. The reason I'm spraying them down like this, because if you just pour it in, it just pours straight out again. That's partly the design of these little cups. And in fact, I could probably fix that up. But I found if you just give everything a bit of a spray, it tends to make all of the medium nice and moist over time. And we can really encourage some root growth. With that, we do have some great root growth. Like there's a root there kicking out the top. There's another root just there that's going straight into the pot. And I'm not sure if you see right there, there's a tiny little root that's kicking out. So the air laying is definitely working, which is great. So yeah, not incredible, but not terrible. Seeing as we're talking about pink princesses, I have one other plant. Wait here. Here's another pink princess on a moss pole. Let's get rid of that. And I've had a lot of people talking to me about this one back here, asking me for tips on how to get it this big. I don't have any tips. I bought it secondhand off someone that had been growing it for years. I never got it to this size. This one, however, I've been working on this one for maybe the last year and a half. It is taking a long time though, but you have to be patient. But in general, I've found these philodendron pink princesses to be quite a slow grower if they don't have peak conditions. Anyway, that's my update for the pink princess. Thanks so much. You guys are legends. I'll see you later. Bye.